Hello everyone, my name is Redseven and in this video I will be reviewing the podcast number 3 which took place yesterday the 14th of May 2019 and was hosted by FairTX, the awesome Premiere and After Effects magician who had following guests. Nikita Buyanov, the COO of Battlestate Games, 41, the voice of the new in-game USEC, and apparently a streamer. I must confess I didn't know him and I was very surprised to hear that voice live. A very nice strong voice with a beautiful American accent, I must say. The last guest was Crocodile Dundee. You guys know him. He found one of those mustaches you see in the game. He put it on and he decided to stand up for the community during the podcast. Now, before I begin, I must say something about the podcast. I like the direction the guys went, but for the next time, I hope to see a FairTX with more spirit and more leadership attitude. When hosting a podcast, you need to have clear ideas and channel the discussions in such ways that everyone stays on the same track and avoid too much drifting. Nikita needs some guidance sometimes. When he starts talking, he jumps from A to Z so quickly and sometimes it is not easy to follow. That's why some guidelines here and there are necessary in my opinion. It is not that the stuff that Nikita says is not important, but the discussion needs to have a body, so to speak, and drifting too much can be unpleasant sometimes. This is what you learn in school when you do projects and presentations and stuff like that. Probably German guys, and maybe not only German guys, know what I'm talking about. Also, pay attention to small details like sound playing in the background and shit like that. People can very easily get triggered and start comparing you with some other guy and some other shit like that, which doesn't make sense, but nevertheless, you need to pay attention to small details as well. Anyways, that was my constructive criticism on the overall podcast. Now, what you see on the background is the new map called Military Base. It will be located between Customs and Shoreline. Not that it matters right now, but when all the maps will be open in the future, then it will matter. I asked a friend to translate the Russian version of the map so that I can share it with you guys. Here it is, and it will be in the description as well. Now, this map will be different than the other ones. It could have scav bosses, raiders and scavs, of course PMCs as well, at the same time with a lot of loot and also unique pieces of gear and or weapons. There will be stationary weapons on this map located probably in some key positions like roofs, entrances, or who knows, tunnels, hallways, or even extractions. A thing to consider here is the fact that this map will have no free extractions, which means no extraction where you simply wait for the timer to go to 0 and extract. You will have to call the extraction with the help of a flare gun apparently. It would be cool if a Logi comes and extracts you right away, like literally extracts you. The stationary weapons are varied, grenade launchers, we have mortars, stationary RPGs and 50 cal machine guns. There will be some random ammo inside them weapons, but you can find more in the raid and recharge. You can even bring some from the stash and vice versa according to the guys. Looking at the map pictures, you can see the level of detail the map will have and the size of it. One of the pictures reminded me of the first raid episode we saw not too long time ago. Regarding weapons and new content, the devs revealed some small pieces of footage with the M9A3, which you can see here. We get to see the P90 finally. It looks amazing, I must admit that. We have a very powerful assault rifle, the Ash 12, a high caliber automatic rifle with huge recoil and a lot of damage according to the guys. They talked about 100 damage and around 20 penetration per round, but these values could change in the future. The guys also talked about and showed some other weapons. We saw the revolver rifle, they mentioned other LMGs, the SCAR, you can see some new bodies or skeletons for the Remington and more. Going into too much detail with all of them would make the video too long or way too long, and my goal is to simplify it as much as I can. The new patch 0.12 will bring a lot of new features. Some of them are indeed very exciting. Let's mention some of them. With the patch 12, we will switch to Unity 2.18, which is the same Unity engine according to some YouTube videos, but with some upgrades and more possibilities. We expect to see better grass, less or zero stutters if possible, better FPS, better graphics and more stuff like that. I really hope Unity 2.18 has those capabilities. Fingers crossed here, guys. Another big chunk of the patch, which is going to be the biggest patch ever in the history of Tarkov, is customization. And I mean character customization and weapon customization. Let's review the weapon side first. The guys revealed a small video where we see how we will be able to customize, save and if needed re-customize a random weapon in the future. This will decrease the amount of time you spend in the stash customizing and at the traders for buying the things required or googling for the suitable attachments. There are more details involved here, but I'm going to do a separate video about this very soon because it's very important, so stay tuned for that one. Just gonna let the video play right now. Character customization is the other big part of the new patch. At the beginning there will only be clothing customization, for which I am very excited, but soon after that face and facial hair will be available. The game has enough items to combine and we will even have more in the future. Another great feature coming with patch 0.12 is going to be the hideout. The boys didn't talk too much about it, it is probably not as ready as we think, but Nikita promised we will see more content very soon. There will be a Russian podcast soon, probably in June, with some leaks and some other events where they will post new stuff. If you want to know more about the hideout, I did a pretty good video about it and you can find it in the right corner right now or in the description below. There will be new quests and quest revamps in the future. The guys suggested some interesting stuff and Nikita wrote down some notes. Hopefully the quest system will improve in the next future. There will be a wipe with the coming of the new patch. At least that is what the guy said some time ago. Didn't hear the word wipe too many times during this podcast though. We will hear more about this in the Russian podcast, I guess. Steam Audio and VoIP or Voice over IP will make it into the game soon, probably not at the beginning of the patch 0.12 but soon after that, said Nikita. Both of them are very well welcomed, especially Steam Audio. For me the sound positioning is still broke as shit, man. It was better before, but these latest hotfixes broke it. Some other things the guys mentioned: more than half of the team are busy with the new updated version of the engine. Combining meds could be a feature in the future. Also a placeholder for the reloading animation where you will be able to exit inventory and look around is in the planning. I really love the new surgical kit the guys showed us, which looks a bit different than the one Nikita showed us some months ago. Or there could be 2 or 3 different ones, who knows. This kit will be awesome. We will finally be able to get rid of blacked out limbs with some penalties of course, but it is cool, right? Some penalties would be loss of health or overall health and the time you have to invest in patching that limb up or fixing it, some 20-30 seconds apparently. They also talked about hackers and starters. Hackers are constantly banned, says Nick, and apparently they started hardware banning, MAC addresses bans, I would say. I expect to hear more about this in the future. Starters are also being countered, or yeah, they are trying to counter them, but so far no luck on these ones, I would say. I mean, you can play the game and you can see it for yourself. Let's hope that Unity 2.18 will save the day. A system for reporting hackers and bad servers has been created and will come in the nearest future. It will not be an immediate reason to ban a player, but will raise awareness and will help during the investigation on that certain player. It will also be possible to report glitchers and exploiters. What about macro users? You know who used to use macros, right? There is also a plan to add vaulting and climbing, nothing sure for now though. There will be at least 2 different types of compasses, a watch type one and a more complex one with more details. Rangefinder and binoculars are also planned, but we don't have a date for the release yet. And there are more other details like these ones. I guess we will have to wait a bit longer and see more about the hideout and the other important features. The patch 0.12 will not hit the game very soon though. There will be another hotfix before the big patch, but we will get more info soon. So still some time to play and enjoy the high level or trying to reach it. Keep an eye on this channel for that video with the customizing weapon breakdown and for some other news and decent gameplay. Thank you for watching. I will take a moment to thank my patrons for their awesome support. Sugart, Crazy Killer, Kestrel, Nico, Toxic and Joel. Thank you very much guys and girls. Appreciate the support. Share the video and like it if you find it useful. Sub if you haven't, and please do some digital diet from time to time and take care of your real life. It is also very important. Leveling up EFT traders can wait if you got to level up those real life skills. That girl won't let herself conquer just like that, goddammit. Do something, dude. Anyways, this was Redseven. Check out my Twitch from time to time as I am trying to stream a bit when I get the chance. Redseven out. Peace.